Hello, and we are nearly 3 months into 2026, and that is kind of scary, especially if you're a very time-based person. But right now, I'm currently reading just one book at the moment, and as much as I'm loving Babel or Babel, I definitely need something new. And so, in today's video, I'm going to suggest you 4 books that are on my TBR list, however, with a twist. So, I've not read these books obviously at all. I have no clue what they are about, and I think I'm gonna try and persuade you to read any of them. And the twist is to recommend each book within just 1 minute of this. These books are not sponsored by any publishing house or anyone who has written them. So without further ado, let's get into the first book that I'm going to try and read in 2026, and that you should too as well. So my first recommended book is A Different Kind of Power by Jacinda Ardern. She was a former Prime Minister of New Zealand. She had to experience difficult times being Prime Minister, whether that's through COVID-19, the Christchurch terror attack that happened in New Zealand. She was a mother, a wife, and this book is explaining the different kind of power that we should be able to experience around the world. Right now, we are going through some troubled times around the world with what's going on, and I think for everyone, should suggest to read this book, especially to give us a bit of hope how we can have a different kind of power in our world, or even a different kind of power in our communities that we currently live in. And I think having it from a perspective of someone who was a great leader for New Zealand, it gives us that hope and that desire to have a better change in our world that we desperately need right now. And that is less than a minute. Let's keep going. I'm not going to lie to you, that was my 5th or 6th retake for that book, and I'm finding it quite hard because I've got a timer right now on my camera for each, obviously, intake of the video, and now I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? I feel a lot of pressure to do this. I don't know why I'm pressuring myself to do this, but let's keep going, I suggest. So let's get on to my next book recommendation, which is More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. Now, this obviously is the second book to the first one, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. This follows the tale of a niece and an uncle, and I think this gives a nice perspective of family dynamics. Especially, we don't see a lot of outer family dynamics. We see a lot of husband, wife, children, mother, father sort of situationships. This book talks about those different types of relationships, as well as the experience of running a bookshop in modern day society, especially in Tokyo, where everything is gadget orientated, and how one bookshop owner, the uncle, might have to shut the bookstore, which would be quite sad for the community and also for independent bookshops that are in Tokyo. And so I suggest reading this book for someone who wants a light read and as well as a different depth of knowledge. Oof, a different depth of knowledge. No, a different perspective on society. But let's keep going on. Oh, and just a little side note, yes, I'm in the caravan again. I keep recording a lot of videos in the caravan. I think it's just because the acoustics are quite nice. There's nothing, the sounds aren't bouncing off, I think, for me personally. I'm not sure about you who's watching this video. But right now, we are going through something with our house, and that is for a later date of me to explain what we are going through. So if you fancy sticking around, hit the subscribe button down below, and I think will be revealed on the 24th. I think the 24th of this month, as it has been quite a month so far for myself. But let's get on to the next book that I suggest to you to read, even though I've not read it myself. That is, just in case I get demonetized, by Lucy Cooke. Now, Lucy Cooke, I believe, is a historian. I might have to check that later. But this book goes on and explains how we have been led to believe that nature is male dominated, from us as humans to every animal on this planet, when actually, in fact, it isn't male patriarchal dominated. There is a lot of things in nature, whether it is plants or animal based, where it is female dominated. Not dominated, but it's more female led, from matriarchs to whole societies of animals and plants that are predominantly female orientated communities. And I think this gives a nice light-hearted explanation of that. And so if you're someone who loves biology and who loves nature and who is a bit of a feminist, I recommend buying this book. And conveniently, I bought this book at the Natural History Museum down in London. Wow. I don't know if I advertised that one right, but I can't wait to read it either, so it should be good. Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen. I hope I pronounced that properly. I'm sorry. Now, I'm an overthinker, and I think a lot of people are definitely overthinkers, especially when it comes to now on social media. Now, this book is going to help you how to detach yourself from what's really happening in your life to what's happening in your head. And it is quite a nice, thin, small book. And if you're wanting to start off a self help type of guide for yourself, I do think this book is perfect because it's just nice and bite sized and small for yourself. And there are other books I do recommend to read as well alongside of this. And this also helps you to break through that negative mindset of everything that you might be thinking in your head and just to have a better self awareness of how you are thinking for yourself. I don't know if I liked that description of this book. I probably didn't do it any justice. And I think we are going to read the blurbs of each book. So my little bit of blagging might not have worked, so let's go and read the blurb for each of these books. Now, I'm going to set myself a challenge here where I'm going to try and read all four of these books and do a later video of my thoughts and opinions of each book. I am a bit of a slow reader because I like to take in the knowledge of what I'm reading, and I think something like this self-help book style, I do like to take a lot of notes, a lot of annotations, and I think I'm definitely going to maybe annotate Jacinda Ardern's book as well, because I think that can also be a little bit of a self-help book in terms of how we can be better leaders and role models ourselves. And if you have enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching, and if you got this far, you are definitely in the 1% of people who watch throughout the whole of my YouTube videos, and I am grateful for you to sticking around. Please leave a comment down below if you would actually buy any of these books, and if I did a good job of advertising them. And if I didn't do a good job, then how would you have advertised them within 1 minute as well? And if you haven't, please feel free to describe. Please feel free to subscribe down below. It will help me to grow my channel, and it's no pressure for you to do so or not. But if you're wanting to know what I've been getting up to and the big news that I'll be revealing on the 24th of this month, then I would recommend to hit that button down below, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.